Hey, it's your Auntie Robin here. I am just here trying to start some shit again, but it has been a hell of a month. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna let you know that. I sound a little sick because I am a little sick. It's one of the dangers of my profession being a massage therapist. People will come in and they're basically, especially when you're working on their head and neck, breathing in your face. And Yeah, it's allergy season here in Oklahoma, and guess what wasn't allergies? Yeah, got a little bit of the cold, the crud. So I'm kind of sipping on some lovely beverage here. May have to blow my nose every once in a while and cough my lungs out, but hopefully you'll bear with me. And then we're also doing some artwork, like what we did last time. We kind of were working on some, there we go, some of that golden asshole, some of that golden vagina. And we got a couple little drawings on there as well that we're gonna fill in, shall we say. And then we also have our green asshole that we will also be filling in, by the way. And then we have our all united encompassing chakra one. And you can kind of see on here, and my Native Americans, if you want to look away, please feel free to do so, because I'm about to show an owl, okay? Or at least a drawing of one. So look away if you need to. So essentially, her spirit animal is an owl. Um, and so I kind of drew a nice little silvery owl design on here, but I think I need to redo the wings a little bit. It seems like it's a little hard to see against some of that with the iridescence. So, we live, we learn, we move on. But if you want to know how I found out what her spirit animal is, I generally do things by random chance, use my witchcraft a little bit, my divination skills. And one of my divination sets that I have is actually called the Wild Mystic Oracle card. Yep, that one right there. So this is a really nice little oracle deck, and it has a bunch of animals and stuff like that. So I basically had her shuffle the deck and pick a card. And this is the card that she picked. So once again, my Native Americans, please look away. And you can see that she chose the owl. And the funny thing is that I recently massaged her, and we were talking about, I told her that I kind of was wondering what her spirit guide was, and I thought, yeah, here, let's do a little witchiness. And so I had her do that, and she's just like, oh, that's so funny, because I went to another psychic, and they said that the owl was my spirit animal. And what was funny is that morning, in my courtyard at the apartment complex that I live in, it's a beautiful little wooded area, and I've heard an owl before, many a time. But this morning, when I took my cat out for a walk, when I was doing just before I did her oracle reading, um, I saw the owl, and it was a beautiful, like, huge ass white owl, and I'm just like, oh my God, David Bowie's visiting me. I'm just like, Bowie! Across the courtyard. I don't think the owl probably appreciated that, but who cares? But his name is Bowie now, whether he likes it or not. But the Goblin King came to visit me, and it was fun. And I just thought that that was kind of interesting that all happened on the same day that I did her oracle reading. So, kind of fun, kind of witchiness, a little something something. But I'm going to work on this stuff here while I'm talking to you guys today, and really do apologize to you guys about being just, oh my God, horrible with inconsistency, but it's kind of hard for me right now. A lot has been going on this month, and I'll share with you what has happened. Are you ready? You might want to sit down. grab a drink. It's a tale. So, what has happened this month is I am about 2 months away from my lease being up here in this apartment complex. And if you know anything about me, you know that I talk to my spirit guides, my ancestors. We're tight. They keep me informed. Completely trust my intuition more so than I ever trust my brain anymore. Um, and I just listen to that from here on out. I am not listening to this. Don't listen to it. Listen to this. So, I'm 2 months out from, and I have to give my notification of whether I'm staying or I'm going at the beginning of October. So, well, actually, no, it's by the beginning of November. Sorry, I forgot. January 1st and 2nd is when my lease is up. So, in other words, I went to give them the notification, but I needed to figure out, and I had to sit down and talk with my spirit guides and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? What is going on? What is the next step? I don't know. Okay. So can you guys help me out? And sure enough, they did. They gave me some direction. But when I first got divorced, I asked them, I'm like, guys, where do I need to go? Because I feel like I'm outgrowing Oklahoma. And they kind of told me that I needed to go to LA. And I'm like, LA? Guys? Really? Really? LA? Me? LA? Are you sure you got the right girl? And I was like, yeah. I'm like, oh, okay. I go, I'm not really thrilled by LA, if I'm being honest with you. Um, because I used to be a filmmaker. I did all of that stuff and I've given up on that and I absolutely do not want anything to do with the film industry. This is about as much as I want to do. Okay? Um Maybe that might change later. Who the fuck knows? But as of right now, I've had it with LA. I'm not interested. So the 2 month mark comes around and I'm like, guys, come on. Clock is a ticking. Where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? I'm like, Oklahoma, I'm outgrowing it. So where am I supposed to go, guys? And sure enough, they told me that I needed to get back to my roots. And I'm like, I'm sorry, my roots? Like my hair color? Are we talking plants? Or are we talking ancestral here? And they're just like, no, girl, ancestral. All right. All right. So that narrows it down to 5 different countries. Okay. And if you can guess it from the looks, what countries do you think I'm from? Uh, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Saxon, German. The pastiest of the pasties. So, which one, guys? Narrow my field down here a little bit more for me because we've got 5 countries and that's pretty expansive. So, and they're just kind of like, start naming them. And I'm like, okay, Ireland. And they're like, no. Okay. I'm like, Scotland. And they're like, Edinburgh. And I'm like, Edinburgh? Really? Edinburgh. You want me to go to Edinburgh, Scotland? You do know I've never been out of the country, right? And they're just like, yeah, don't worry about it. We got you covered. There's just people that you need to meet there. There's things that you need to do, and you're going to find your community there. Okay. All right. So I'm pondering this for like several weeks. And just like, oh God, am I up for that? Can I do that? I'm fucking 53. Am I ready to sell all my shit, pack it all up, sell it, do some reverse immigration here, seeing as which my people came from there. I'm going over there because damn, this country's got some issues. Just saying. So I'm pondering this, and then finally I decide I think I can do this. I wrap my head around it. I had to give it a few weeks, and I actually bought myself a ticket to Edinburgh, Scotland. So December 27th, I'm going to be in Edinburgh. Yeah, that's a wild ride. So I am leaving my 23-year career as a massage therapist. I'm selling everything, my car, all my furniture. Basically, I'm going to keep my artwork, some of the cheesiest shit that I think is fun, and my books, and my clothing. That's it. That's all I'm keeping. The rest is just going away. I don't need it. Fuck it. And I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to this adventure. 53. I'm selling everything, and I'm going to fucking Edinburgh. I will be there for the new year. It's kind of exciting. And I hope you guys will join me on this journey. But definitely hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel because I will be posting more shorts and stuff like that, especially like next month, because at the end of November here, November 29th is my last day working at, excuse me, as a massage therapist. Excuse me again, at the salon I currently work at. So it has been really hard because I've had to say goodbye to a lot of my clients, and we've been really good friends for like the past decade. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been kind of hard. It, it, I've been doing a little bit more grieving about this than I thought that I originally was. And I didn't realize it until pretty much, I think, like last night. It finally clicked in my head that, oh, why am I so sad? Why am I so depressed? Why am I like reliving all this old shit in my life that I'm done with? And to be honest with you, looking at it now, I can see that I was grieving. I mean, 23 years of being in this job and in this industry is a long time. Long time. And to just kind of let that go and just kind of toss it up to the wind and like, I have no idea how I'm going to make money. I have no idea uh, what's going to happen once I get there. Um, but here we are, ready for an adventure. Are you ready for an adventure? I think you do. I think you need one. Because honestly, if you're not living now, when are you going to start living? When are you going to start living, people? I can't keep living in this country now. I've kind of come to some realizations that I'm not sure my values now and America's values are the same. And I think a lot of us have been questioning that lately. Um, and maybe a change of pace might kind of kick it up a notch. I'm hoping. But we'll find out. As you can kind of see here, unfortunately my silver pen kind of ran out, but there's like an Aries symbol as well as a Taurus symbol on here, as well as the constellation with it, because she's kind of a cusper. So that's what I've been trying to draw in here while talking to you. But anyway, Edinburgh and quitting my job. Yeah, that's where we're at. So here's to exploring a new country and see how shitty they've got it. Because I know that the world isn't the best. I mean, there's problems all over the world. The UK is dealing with their Brexit shit that they dealt with. Just was that just before COVID? I think that was just before COVID. Well, anyway, they're kind of in the thick of that bullshit right now. America, we're just starting our bullshit. So, cheers. It's a little overwhelming. I'm not going to lie to you. I have been extremely overwhelmed, and I know that a lot of you have too, because I feel it. I'm one of these, okay, I guess clairsentient is what it is. So basically, I can feel other people's feelings before they even probably feel them. And it's hard. Now, as an adult, I know that it's other people's feelings. But when I was a kid, I didn't know if it was mine or not. All of a sudden, I just felt sad. And I didn't know why I felt sad. It wasn't me, it was somebody else that was near me. But I could pick up on that. And it's very confusing as a kid trying to grow up and regulate your own emotions, but you have everybody else's emotions coming at you. So having to try and regulate that is, ooh, it's astounding. It's very difficult. So if you have a child like that, good luck. And give them all the grace that they can give, okay? Because that baby needs it, okay? Because that baby's feeling everything. And it's been very difficult. And I have a hard time with it, especially with the world issues like right now with SNAP benefits and people having issues with that. I mean, it tears my heart up. It tears my heart up. And I think it tears a lot of you guys as well. And that's okay. But just try and do something to help out your local people that need the help. Be there for them. Be that support. Even if it's just, start dinner parties again. You know, get to know some of your neighbors. If you suspect that they might not, then have them over for dinner. Just say, hey, I just want to have a dinner party. I'd love to get to know you guys a little bit. Send them home with some food. Cook a little extra. Give them some. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. Or give to your schools. Give to the school, lunch program. Help eliminate some of that debt for some of those kids. It's simple little things that you can do within your community that can kind of help. And I've seen a lot of you guys out there doing it, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. And I think that they thought that we were just gonna you know, I don't know, like ransack grocery stores or some such shit like that. That's not us. It's not what we do. Mm-mm. No, we don't do that shit. We help people. Even if it's a food pantry at your school. Send some kids home with, who are having some issues and, give them a little goodie bags every once in a while to just kind of help out the family. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. I derailed my train of thought. It went off the rail. Shit. So, getting back to my roots in Edinburgh. Um, Luckily my family's done a lot of the genealogy and stuff like that, but unfortunately a lot of that stuff is all at my parents' house in Nebraska. So that's not really helping me a whole lot here. So I'm hoping that over Christmas I get to explore some of that knowledge, which ought to be kind of fun. But I know that when we would go to my dad was obsessed with Scottish and Irish culture, and genealogy and stuff like that. So basically, my grandmother uh, really loved genealogy, and they really did a lot of research and stuff like that through the Duncan line. So, and they got us all the way back to Robert the Bruce, so back in the day. So, and yes, Braveheart, that Robert the Bruce. So, my people fought with him. So, there we go. Go Scotland. But I kind of found it funny that our family motto was Disky Patchy. Patty, sorry. Um, yeah, Disky Patty, I believe is how you say it. Not 100% sure. I might be slaughtering that. But the translation of it is learn to suffer. Yep. Learn to suffer. Kind of over suffering right now. I think all of America is suffering right now. So how about we not do that, and how about we instead learn to endure? Okay, let's alchemize that shit. No, no more suffering. No, no suffering for you. No suffering for me either. Let's just not have any suffering. But anyway, my guides were telling me that I come from like a long line of like healers and medicine women. Sorry, the cat was doing something kind of funky. Child, excuse me one second. Child, what are you doing? Do we need to have words? No? Okay. I just got the no, no. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that how we came from Scotland and Ireland over here is that we were probably indentured servants to the British, is kind of my suspicion, but I am not 100% sure. Allegedly. We'll just go alleged indentured servants to the British, which basically is a glorified slavery. But I'm like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that one, so don't quote me. I don't have that information with me right now. But it's something that I am looking forward to finding out if that was a thing or not. It's just really important to know where you come from because with slavery and things that are done in the dark are not necessarily documented. So I really feel for my African Americans here, my islanders, people who were put into slavery did not always have the documentation, but plus also names were changed. And so it's kind of hard to tell. And it really saddens me that not everybody gets that opportunity to find out exactly where they come from. I really wish that there was a way that, like, Africa, as well as some of the island nations and stuff like that, could somehow help with doing some of that. Like helping some of these people who have been transplanted to America who want to maybe know their roots a little bit more. It would be nice to have some help for them. I'm just saying. Let's make it so. Let's make it so, Internet. Let's make it so. But, yeah, dirty deeds done in the dark. Never any documentation. All right. So, I'm going to show you this little section here. All right. So, on here, we've added some ginger, as well as we added like a little, kind of a funky little pig silvery pig drawing, as well as we have a daisy and what will be a rose quartz at some point in time. But until that time, this is what it is. Hi ho! It's your Auntie Robin here. Today, I'm actually using a teleprompter, so here's hoping that technology is going to go smoothly for me, okay? Because I only get one chance to say all of this, and I really want to choose my words wisely and not waste a syllable, okay? All I have to say needs to be unleashed upon this world, all right? Because y'all have pissed your auntie off, okay? Which leaves me scratching my head going, what the actual fuck? And I'm not just saying this to America, but the whole world is involved. And it affects every living single thing on this planet. So this is probably going to be broken down into a few episodes. How it's going to be broken down? Still trying to figure that out. But just giving you a heads up. But today, my ass is going to talk about politics. And I feel really torn about this, okay? But it's time that somebody remembers to bring humanity into it. So, buckle up, bitches, because here we go. First off, I kind of need to share my political stance so you can understand where the perspective that I'm about to lay down is coming from. Because politics is different for each person in this country. We have the right to believe what we want. We have the right to say what we want. But when I was in high school, before my first presidential election, I asked my history teacher how did they figure out who they were going to vote for. And they told me to look at the offices and the people running for them like they're applying for a job. And I'm one of the members who gets to determine whether they get that job. So during the campaign, they bring out all the policies that they want to enact. But since like the 1990s, though, it's really been more of what concerns that they feel are the real issue. Well, not actually coming up with any solid or viable solutions to any of these problems. Which is probably one of the main reasons why Gen X and generations under me have such apathy when it comes to politics. Because no one is solving shit. I also asked my teacher about political parties, and his answer kind of left me shook a little bit because he said that party should never overpower policy because it is the policy that we turn into our laws. When you're trying to figure out whether you're a Democrat or Republican, or as my inner child likes to call it, Democrats and Republicans, either way, it's a bunch of bullshit. My family, however, is very much Republican. They believe in God, country, and freedom. So I decided to kind of be an independent because I believe both Republican and Democratic ideologies are both valid. But for me, it's really about who do I think can get things done and with the policies that will help the future of this country. And that is something that we haven't focused on is the future of this country. So this is how I determined who gets my votes. So I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, and when politicians want to enforce policies that hurt other people in this country, I just don't vote for them. Now, I'm worried that this big, beautiful bill that they just passed is not only going to hurt Democrats, but it is also going to affect you, my Republicans. For these policies are not aimed at one political party. It is aimed at anyone who utilizes doctors, hospitals, medications, groceries. If you like to keep the roof over your head and food on your table, this is going to affect you. There is no way that this bill can affect one political party and not the other. If you use these services, you're going to be affected by it. So, since the 1980s, the churches and corporations have been kind of gathering and hoarding their wealth a little bit. And in the 90s is when they kind of started spending their money on buying our politicians, essentially, who were voted to represent us, the people. Now, our politicians are representing the church and corporations, and they have forgotten that this country was for the people, or e pluribus unum, out of many, one, which is the motto our founding fathers originally came up with. It's not "In God We Trust." That was changed in 1957 thanks to Eisenhower. This will probably be broken down, like I said, into a few episodes. But first, I kind of have a special message, a little dedication out to one Mr. Peter Till. Next time, I might send out a dedication to one of the other puppet masters who have decided to take up these games. But I also want to talk to my fellow Republicans and Democrats as well. Because none of this has had to happen. You, our leaders, are making these choices. You're fucking up. So, America, what do you want to do? We got our current political situationship here, where we can continue to let corporations keep buying our government from the people, kind of watch our water and land slowly get poisoned for a better profit margin. Your taxes actually not going to help you or hardly anyone anymore because corporations don't want to actually pay people a living wage, and the government has to keep bailing out the corporations to give them, that special treatment to make them feel loved. They keep telling you it's immigrants that are causing you to work 3 jobs and why you're unable to keep the roof over your head and food on your table, which honestly has been a marketing and propaganda tactic since the 1980s that our government and corporations have come up with. And they have been peddling that shit since then, for Christ's sake. The 80s. Just substitute immigrants with welfare recipients, and there you go. Yes, because Janet down the street needs $5 for baby formula is why your kids are starving. Can you hear how ridiculous that sounds? I feel like we're in an Edgar Allan Poe Pit in the Pendulum here, which is a perfect October horror story for times like these. They got you all wrapped up on what is right and left of you politically, but all of us are tied down by corporations, CEOs, and the creation of hustle culture in order to make it work for them. When what we really need to do is look up and see who's operating this damn thing. And guys, it's not we the people. Do you know who it is? It is the capitalist part of our democracy. That is failing and consuming us all. They have the money and influence and have bought in our democracy, and we are letting them. Sadly, there is more than one capitalist controlling the pendulum. So, Peter Till, come on down. You're the next contestant on Auntie Robin Has Some Questions for You. Now, the article about your lectures, Peter, warning about the upcoming Armageddon, just dropped like a few days ago. Now, I don't know you, Peter, nor do I want to know you. But you maintain several businesses. You've made lots of money, so good job, you. You're also 58, and I'm 53. I'm no young punk coming for you here, my guy. Nor am I interested in your money and toys and bullshit that you care about. What's yours is yours, my guy. But, however, during your lectures here, you said that you were a small o Orthodox Christian. So let me translate that for you. So basically, as an adult, you only attend church on high holidays. So, Easter, Christmas, weddings, funerals, that's when you show up. You attended church a lot more when you were a child, but religion just hasn't really been your main focus. So, good for you, Pete, in trying to convince the Christian nationalist you're one of them. Good job. The other thing I know is you consider yourself to be a libertarian. Now, from my understanding of libertarianism, it emphasizes individual freedom, liberty. Now, from my understanding, libertarianism emphasizes individual freedom, liberty, and voluntary association, while opposing most forms of government manipulation, intimidation, or pressing someone into doing something against their will, which I find hella hilarious, because you, son, are so deep in our political situationship, because, bro, you financed it. And your surveillance system that you have 100% violates all individual rights and isn't here to protect we the people. It's to protect your own ass. Because from what I gleaned from your lectures, you're scared shitless, man, that you're going to lose all your money and your toys. I feel like your lecture and your Antichrist Luddite theory, and just to let you all know, a Luddite is somebody who destroyed machinery during the Industrial Revolution, because, or really basically, it's someone who opposes new technology. A modern day example of this would have been the writer's strike and AI. So back to your Antichrist, Pete. But first, I'm going to do a Missy Elliott this shit. I'm going to back it up and reverse it onto a religious side quest, if you will. Now, there are many different religions in this world, and religion is great, okay? But the church is the organizational body of religion. It's basically the business end of religion, and that's where things kind of tend to get a little wonky. For churches are not paying taxes, and if you have ever attended a church, they are always hitting you up for money, every time. Now, this often pays for the pastor, the staff, the building, the utilities, and then the excess can be used to expand the church or to help the community. Now, in the 70s, it helped its members out when they had financial trouble. You could actually get assistance there. I know because my family did it when times got tough. But now, churches are making bank. They're investing. They're involved in our government. And when there isn't separation of church and state, it never goes well for the people of that country. Check out history, because she does repeat herself. Because we just did that with COVID and the Spanish flu, y'all. So the churches use religion as a way to have control over humanity itself. Oh, and also look up in history, like the Protestants versus Catholics. Well, Russia has always been a church-operated government. And then there's always the Spanish Inquisition, because no one suspects the Spanish Inquisition. The list goes on. But anyhow, back to you, Pete. You are using religion thinking that calling environmentalists who oppose the amount of power drain on the planet that AI causes and the toxic bullshit that corporations produce, or the people who oppose AI for job loss, are the Antichrist. But I find it hilarious that during your lectures on the Antichrist that is coming, you refused to have any way of combating it, this alleged Antichrist. Could it be because it's you? Sorry. Ooh, I think I whiffed that one. Ooh, get that smell away. I was trying to do the church lady, but I think I whiffed that one, so we'll let that one go. But, Pete, this shows your true nature, which is someone who is scared that your money and toys will disappear. But here's the thing, Pete. You made this choice. You used your free will to try and control the United States population. Once again, Pete, history repeats itself. And what do we know about that? History has never, ever gone well for anyone who tries to control the masses. Not once did it ever go their way. And oftentimes it ended very badly for that person. So I gotta ask you, Pete, do you want to continue down this dangerous path you're on? Because from your lecture, I smell your intuition. It is screaming at you, my dude, to stop. Because you know how this goes, which is why you're scared. But you're the only one who can stop it, my guy. Only you have that power. And if you decide to roll the dice and party with the Sisters of Fate, I wish you the best of luck, my guy. But those bitches are going to give you a hell of a ride. And I don't think it's going to be the outcome that you really want, my dude. But luckily, it's early enough in the game that you can change your mind and use that beautiful free will that God gave you. But the choice is yours, my guy. The choice is yours. Now, which of the poop parties shall we start with? Republicans or Democrats? Because I'm coming for both of you. Because you all have been fucking this shit up. And sadly, it doesn't just involve the US, it's global, baby. Because if COVID taught me anything, we rely on everyone on this entire planet now. And every life has value, purpose, and meaning, whether you, the corporation, like it or not. Well, as you can kind of see on here, I kind of drew a Taurus and an Aries sign because she's kind of a cusper in between there. So I kind of decided to put both on because she definitely has traits of both. But as you can kind of see, that's where we're at. But like money, it isn't going to make you bad, but it definitely is going to amplify who you already are. So take that with a grain of salt, especially Peter and all the rest of you. Just thinking of you. Just thinking of you. I just need to let you guys know that none of this podcast is filmed at the same time. Very rarely, okay? I know I should give a shit about continuity, but I really don't. I never did in film school, so I don't know why it would change now. But, sometimes you just gotta ask yourself, is it making my life easier? And if it's not, do I really need it? Because that's where I'm at in my life right now. I want to work smarter, not harder. At 53, I think you're allowed. But I think I'm going to wrap it up today. Because I am quitting my job at the end of the month. Yeah, that's soon. 3 weeks. Yeah, a little terrifying. I gotta pack up and sell everything. Then I have to celebrate Christmas with the fam. And then on December 27th, I am off to Edinburgh to ring in a different life and a new year. So make sure you follow, okay? And subscribe to TikTok as well as YouTube because I will probably be posting more longer shorts on YouTube as well as just some brief little clips and stuff like that on TikTok and Insta. So make sure if you want to follow along, it should be interesting. Because I know for right now, I'm not because I'm not doing an episode next month. I'll just kind of be doing more stuff on social media just to kind of fill in some gaps here and there. I'm hoping that that works for you guys because I need to get better at doing social media anyhow. So here's to being better at social media next year. Let's see if we can make that work, shall we? Let's do it. But I will see you guys sometime soon, but not too soon. But I will be back in January with another podcast. Blah, 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 blah. I will be back in January with another podcast episode for you guys. What it's going to be about? Because I'm kind of curious going over there just to see some differences between like our country and the way other countries run. And I'm just kind of curious, is America really fucked or just partially fucked? Tune in. We'll find out. Love you guys.